All right, welcome back to the breakout watchlist video for the upcoming week, July 18th to July 22nd. In today's video, I'll be covering 10 setups with breakout potential going into next week. Each of these stocks either come from strong groups, have strong fundamentals, or strong volume patterns that lead to stronger uptrends. This video is sponsored by MarketSmith, which is the trading research platform that we're going to be using to break down each of the setups. Here are the 10 stocks that we'll be covering today. I don't want to spend too much time on the slide because we have a lot of charts to go over, but I do want to just highlight the overall biotech theme. Biotechs have been the strongest group in the market recently, and as swing traders, we want to focus on the strongest stocks in the strongest group setting up. Let's not waste any more time here, let's go to the charts. The first stock that we'll cover today is AMLX. This is a biotech stock, and I'm not going to say this for every biotech stock, but biotech is the 9th strongest group out of 197 in the market. That's an A+ group strength rating. This individual stock has an A accumulation distribution rating, meaning many of the heavy volume days come on up days versus down days. The stock's being accumulated, not distributed. We want to see stocks breaking out on heavy volume and then pulling back on lighter volume. This stock has a 63 overall composite rating, which is on the lower side. You can see a lack of fundamentals is bringing that down, but it does have an individual relative strength rating of 98, and that's really what matters the most to me because I make money based on the price, not on the fundamentals. So good relative strength here. I was watching the stock as it rallied from about $7 up to this $20 area and wanted to take this as it broke over 20. But on this day, we actually gapped up much higher. I think it was opened around $22 and then sold off. But that sell-off did get supported. But while it kind of held this 8-day EMA, very volatile action, about 15% daily range there. So not a low-risk entry point into that last week. From there, we kind of pulled back. We did undercut the 8-day EMA and $20, but you can see these last 3 days, we've really tightened up and have a nice pivot to work on. Break over the Thursday's high, 21.13 is a potential entry point that I'll be watching for AMLX. The next stock that we have is DAWN, also a biotech stock. This one has an A+ accumulation distribution rating, but 65 overall composite rating because of the lack of fundamentals. Individual relative strength rating of 98, so very strong here. With this, we had a really heavy volume move right to $15 from about, $6. Consolidated under the 200-day, pushed higher again, built another pivot, and then as it extended to 20, you could see a very clear group of sellers, even to the left of this chart over here, right at $20. So after a couple failed attempts at 20, it made sense that as biotech was pulling back, this pulled back as well, breaking under the 8-day EMA. From there, we recovered on Wednesday, pushed a little bit higher on Thursday, and just continued to tighten up on Friday. So this is one where if it continues lower, I don't want to be involved, but if we come to test $20 and biotech as a group continues to show strength, this $20 area is where I'm watching DAWN. Next we have HRMY, another biotech. This one has a B+ accumulation distribution, and unlike the other two biotechs, this has a 98 overall composite rating because it has strong fundamentals. Earnings per share over 100% for most of the quarters year over year. Sales up 90, 70, 60, 40. After-tax profit margins 30% improving there. So strong fundamentals. It also has a 98 individual relative strength rating. So strong fundamentals, strong technicals in a strong group, acting well. It did attempt to break out over 55 here, and then we were pulling back to the previous resistance area and the previous resistance area to the left here as well. So I really like how it pulls back, undercuts the 8-day, and just tightens up. Not quite a double inside candle day, but both Thursday and Friday were within Wednesday's price action. So you can see volatility tightening as well here. If it continues to tighten, that would be awesome. Otherwise, looking for a break over Friday's high, 54.29, 54.30 as a potential entry point for HRMY. Taking a break from the biotechs, next we have IMXI. This is in financial specialties, 78th strongest group out of 197, so that's a B group strength rating. It has an A+ accumulation distribution rating, 97 overall composite with a 97 individual relative strength. Quality fundamentals growing about 20% earnings per share, sales up about 20%, and after-tax profit margins improving 10 to 15%. Within the group of 62 stocks, again, that's a B group strength rating. It's number 3 on earnings per share, 2 on relative strength, number 1 on overall composite, or number 1 on accumulation distribution, number 2 out of 62 on overall composite basis. So while this group is kind of middle of the road, this is one of the strongest stocks in that group. Looking at the price action, you could see kind of based out here, gapped this pivot, came back, and then really got going up through 22. Pulled back a little bit with that market. And then on Thursday and Friday, this did have a double inside candle Thursday and Friday within Wednesday's price action. Looking for a break back over the 8-day EMA and Friday's high, 2169, call it 2170 as a potential entry point for IMXI. Next, we have IOT, and this is an IPO that I've been tracking for quite some time. This is in computer networking, which is one of the weaker groups in the market, 140 out of 197. So it's not the group strength that's going to propel this forward, but it does look like it's an IPO that's working on the right side of the base and now is above the 50, the 21, and the 8-day EMA. All of those moving averages are in the right order and are all in an uptrend now that the 50-day has started to curl up. Last week, really constructive price action. Looked like it was going to test 50, kind of pulled back with that market. Wednesday, really nice move, took out the lows from the last 4 or 5 days, then closed right near the high of the day. Thursday, inside candle. Friday, basically an inside candle. Really nice price action though. Looking for a break over Friday's high, 1442. It's a potential entry point for IOT. And then just know that we have run into resistance around 15 before. So maybe take a little bit of profit into 15 and then move that stop loss either up to even or just reduce risk some way with IoT. The next stock that I'm covering is the stock that everyone on Twitter is watching. That's LI, the Chinese EV stock. Really strong move from 1880 up to $41. Since then, has spent about 3 weeks tightening up. Auto manufacturers as a whole, not very strong. Chinese stocks have been strong up until last week, kind of pulled back, so something to keep an eye on there. But EV stocks as well have been showing some good relative strength. This has an A+ accumulation distribution, a 94 overall composite rating with a 98 individual relative strength. Very strong fundamentals, and you can't ignore this volume and price action as it rallied over 100%, pulled back within 25% from the highs. It does have some supply in the pull here, so Leif would not consider this a high tight flag. I just consider it a quality setup because we do see that power, we do see that consolidating. And with everyone's eyes on this, I do think it's going to trade a little bit more choppy. I took a position last week in it as it took out, we gapped down below the low here, and then we eventually took out the closing price of the previous day. So that's where I got in. Smaller position size, want to build this up. So looking for this to flag out beginning half of next week and then eventually take out Thursday's high, 38.85 as a potential entry point for LI. Next, we have another IPO, OPLX. This is in cosmetics and personal care. 97th strongest group out of 197, so group strength isn't really propelling it. It's got a B+ accumulation distribution, 71 overall composite, very weak relative strength rating of 38, but very strong fundamentals up into this point. Within the group of 36 stocks, it's 17th on relative strength, number 9 overall composite basis. And what I'm looking at here is just kind of working on the right side of the base. I'm not sure I'm going to be taking this trade, but it's one to watch to just gauge interest in IPOs. What I like about this is we had this downtrend line. We broke that on Friday, closed above it. We did break it on this day. Let's do TrackPen. We did break above it on this day, but we didn't close above it. So we had a first close above this downtrend line. Let's see if it kind of, even if it pulls back, if it holds that downtrend line and holds 15, and then work up the right side of the base for OLPX. We got 3 more stocks to cover, but really quick, if you guys are enjoying this video, please do me a huge favor and leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I make this breakout watch list video every Sunday along with other trading related videos. Thank you so much for your support. Let's get back to the charts. Now we are back to biotechs with PLRX. This is a very heavy mover on heavy volume last week, I think last Monday on the 11th, up 159% on 4,100% volume buzz. Really nice closing range. From there, we kind of pulled back below 20, had a nice day on Thursday, and then an inside candle on Friday, really tightening up the price action. If we open below 20, then breaking over 20 would be a potential entry point. Otherwise, a break over Thursday's high of 20.85 is where I'll be looking to get a position in PLRX. No breaks with the biotechs. Next, we have SGEN. This has an A+ accumulation distribution, 84 overall composite, 97 individual relative strength. And you can see we had a nice breakout, kind of consolidated for 3 days, another push higher into this 180 area. And then every time it has gotten over 180, it has been pushed down once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And now we're seeing really tight price action while closing right around that 8-day EMA. Ideally, this trades sideways for another week and it makes the breakout watch list video for next week as the 21 EMA catches up to it. But if biotechs are strong and this finally gets over 180 and closes over 180, that would be a character change in the stock and something that we want to watch for SGEN. And the last stock that we'll cover today is XAIR. This is in medical systems equipment, 40th strongest group out of 197. So A- group strength rating, A accumulation distribution, not strong fundamentals, but relative strength rating, 98 here. You can see a really strong move from about $5 all the way up to 11. From there, we've pulled back for about a week and a half to the 8-day EMA, back below 10. And you can see it's flagging out nicely as volume is starting to decrease as well. With this, looking for a break over 10 as a potential entry point. You can see on the 30-minute chart, it looks a little bit cleaner as it's flagging out. If it continues to tighten up, maybe we could play it on the low end at 9.5, but looking for strength to come in and breaking over 10 as a potential entry point for this one. And that's going to be the breakout watch list for the upcoming week. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Big thanks to MarketSmith for sponsoring the video. MarketSmith was the trading research platform that we were using to break down each of those stocks. If you guys enjoyed that platform and want to give it a try yourself, there's a link in the description below. And finally, if you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on the other social media sites. Twitter, I'm at Nick Drendel, and StockTwits, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, I'm Nick_Drendel. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.